The shuttle's hum was the only sound in the vacuum of space as it approached the silver crescent of Lumeris 9, the new home of the Varelian Empire. They called it a peace mission. Called it a sentence. My name is Ethan Korr, human xenobiologist and reluctant diplomat. My assignment was simple: observe the newly crowned alien queen, document her behavioral patterns, and ensure the fragile treaty between humans and Varelians stayed intact. Simple, at least on paper. When the docking bay doors hissed open, I was greeted by towering guards. Lithe, elegant beings covered in translucent armor that shimmered like moonlight. Their eyes glowed faintly, intelligent but distant. And then I saw her. Queen Saralyn Vire, the silver monarch of the Varelians, stood on a raised platform, draped in a flowing gown woven from bioluminescent silk. Her skin wasn't silver as I had imagined. It was a living nebula, shifting with hues of violet and blue. She didn't walk toward me. She glided, every motion deliberate, regal. "Human," she said, her voice like music wrapped in steel. "You've come to watch me, yes? To see if I am civilized enough for your kind." Her tone wasn't hostile, but each word carried the weight of ancient pride. I bowed awkwardly. "My orders are to observe, not to judge, Your Majesty." A flicker of amusement crossed her face. "Then you will observe closely. You will stay within my sanctum for the duration of your mission. You will record everything you see, and everything you feel." Her eyes glowed brighter when she said feel. The Queen's sanctum was unlike anything I'd seen, an organic palace pulsing with light, alive with soft, rhythmic breathing. The air smelled faintly of ozone and wildflowers. Her bed, if it could be called that, was a vast silken structure that seemed to float. Days turned into weeks. I studied her from a respectful distance, documenting how she communed with the living walls of her chamber, how her people sang in harmonic waves that seemed to heal the very air around them. But at night, she would sit by the great window, staring into the stars, silent. One evening, as I was recording notes, she spoke suddenly. "Do humans dream, Ethan Korr?" I blinked. "Yes, we do. Do your dreams ever speak to you?" "Sometimes," I admitted. She turned toward me, her face half lit by starlight. "Mine scream." I didn't know what to say, so I said nothing. She looked back to the stars. "The war took many from me. The songs I hear now are only ghosts." That night I understood. Behind her shimmering armor and regal poise was someone profoundly lonely. Weeks later, I was preparing for sleep in my small adjoining chamber when her voice came through the door, soft but commanding. "Ethan Korr. Come here." I hesitated, then entered. She stood beside her bed, her eyes unreadable. "You will sleep here tonight." Froze. "Your Majesty, It is not a request," she said, stepping closer. "I have read your human customs. You fear proximity yet crave connection. I will learn both." Before I could reply, she gestured to the far side of the bed. "There." The bed was large enough for 10. I lay down stiffly, facing the ceiling, feeling the gentle pulse of the bed beneath me. Alive, warm, breathing. She lay beside me, the faint glow of her skin painting the air in soft light. For minutes, neither of us spoke. Then her voice broke the silence. "Your heart beats too fast," she murmured. "You fear me." I swallowed. "You're an alien queen. I'd be lying if I said I didn't." She turned to me, her eyes glowing faintly. "I do not wish to harm you, Ethan. I want to understand you." Her hand, cool, weightless, rested briefly on my chest, feeling the rhythm beneath. "You are fragile, yet your species defies extinction again and again. That fascinates me." I met her gaze. "And you, despite your power, can still be lonely. That fascinates me. Her expression softened, and for the first time the alien queen smiled, not with pride, but with something almost human. Days passed. Nights became shared silences, soft conversations, and hesitant laughter. She began asking questions about Earth, its oceans, its art, the feeling of rain. I told her everything. In return, she showed me the Lumerian dream song, a psychic melody sung by her people to share memories. She let me hear one, her coronation. I felt the echo of her triumph, her grief, her crushing solitude. One night, after hours of quiet stargazing, she whispered, "You came to study me, but I have studied you. Humans are not conquerors or saviors. You are mirrors. You reflect what others hide." I didn't know what to say. Then her voice softened further. "Tomorrow you will return to your world. Tell them the Varelians do not wish for war. Tell them we only wish to be understood." I nodded, a strange heaviness filling my chest. The next morning I prepared to leave. As I turned to bow one last time, she stepped closer and pressed her hand to my heart. "When you dream," she said softly, "remember me, for I will dream of you." Her touch lingered, a faint hum resonating through my skin. Back on the shuttle, as Lumeris 9 shrank into the void, I reviewed my notes. But no data, no words, could capture what had truly happened. I hadn't just observed an alien queen. I had witnessed a being of light and loneliness yearning for connection across the vast silence of the universe. And somewhere in that silence, she was still awake, watching the stars, listening to the echo of a human heartbeat she had once called fragile. As the shuttle detached from the Varelian palace, the faint hum of the engines could not drown out the ache in my chest. Through the viewport, Lumeris 9 shimmered like a pearl, its luminous atmosphere glowing with the Queen's psychic presence. For a fleeting second, I swore I felt her eyes on me, distant but unblinking. In my data logs I tried to write clinical observations, behavioral nuances, environmental responses, but every sentence collapsed under the weight of what I truly felt. The Queen was no longer a subject of study. She had become a memory stitched into the rhythm of my heart. Before departure, she had said quietly, "When your world doubts the stars, tell them the stars once doubted themselves." I hadn't understood then, but I do now. She wasn't talking about peace treaties or diplomacy. She was talking about hope, about the fragile connection between two souls who were never meant to meet. As Earth's signal beacon flickered on my console, I replayed her final gesture in my mind. Her glowing hand pressed against my chest, her gaze both infinite and human. She had given me more than permission to observe. She had given me a glimpse of her world, her loneliness, her light. I closed my report and whispered into the quiet cabin, "Sleep well, Saralyn." The stars outside pulsed softly, as if answering back. And for the first time in my life, space didn't feel empty. It felt alive, filled with the echo of her laughter, the warmth of her touch, and the silent promise that somewhere beyond the stars, an alien queen still dreamed of the fragile human who once slept beside her.